Welcome back, everybody, to a little Jays talk. So the Blue Jays win 8-4 over the Athletics. They win their fifth in a row, and we're now 3 games above 500 at 31-28. Couple of little headlines today where Dalton Varsho's injury is hopefully just a grade 1 strain, so probably a week or two. With hamstring injuries, they are stubborn, they are recurring, so they will probably err on the side of caution at least a little bit. So I'm thinking more pessimistically there and just think it's going to be probably a couple weeks. But hey, if he's back sooner, that's great. We had Kevin Gausman going up against Sears today, so we like the pitching matchup. Gausman's been, pretty hit and miss this year in a lot of senses, but he has been solid. And Sears going up against us, a lefty. We thought we'd get through on him. We thought we'd crush him. So I was expecting a pretty one-sided early going in this game, which didn't happen. We didn't get through until their bullpen came into the game, really. So let's get into the breakdown now. So Kevin Gausman gets touched up in the first inning as he walks Butler to start the game, which you never want to see the leadoff hitter get walked, especially one with the speed that Butler's got. Wilson then singles to right. That guy just puts the bat on everything. He throws the bat out there, makes contact. He had, I believe it was 4 hits today, if not 5. Rooker then strikes out before Soderstrom grounds out to first base, scoring the run, making it 1-0 Athletics early on. Andahar strikes out to end the inning. And like I say, we're pretty confident in our offense in this series, so being down 1-0 is really not a big deal. Sears comes out pitching, and he gets Bichette to strike out before Guerrero Jr. doubles to left off of him. Springer then fouls out, and Kirky flies out, so it's 1-0 through 1. Then the pitching settles in for a couple of innings, and we have to go forward all the way until the top of the 5th inning before Kevin Gausman gets touched up again. Again, his pitch count has run up here. He went 4 2/3, I think 96 pitches. He didn't have really his sharpest stuff command-wise, but the horizontal break on his splitter as opposed to the vertical drop, everything was just a bit off, and his locations just weren't perfect, so he got touched up for a lot of pitches and a lot of contact, even though he didn't necessarily get bombarded with home runs or anything like that. Wilson leads this inning off in the 5th with a single. Rooker then singles, following it up, moving Wilson up to second. Davidson bunts, moving Rooker to second, Wilson up to third. Andahar grounds into a fielder's choice where they get him out at home. It was a nice play there by Barger. He comes in charging, grabs the ball, throws it home. They get him into a rundown. Both runners move up while they're getting the rundown and tagging Wilson out at home, so they do still have second and third. Arias then has a pretty crucial at-bat at this point. He had 2 strikes on him and took a splitter that missed the zone by maybe an inch. I don't know how he let off that pitch. Then Gausman follows that up by throwing a splitter in the dirt, and then another splitter in almost the same location as the first one, but an inch higher, just catching the bottom of the zone. And Arias doesn't miss it. He doubles down the left field line. Andahar scores. Rooker scores. It's now 3-0 Athletics. Evans grounds out as Mason Fluharty comes in to get him. So good work by Fluharty coming in and putting an end to that, keeping it 3-0, heading to the bottom of the 5th. Sears still pitching for the Athletics. Miles Straw gets the single to start the inning before Clase flies out. Bichette flies out. Guerrero Jr. is then hit by a pitch. It skipped in the ground and it just caught the top of his little ankle padding that he wears. Springer then singles to left, scoring Straw, and Guerrero Jr. moves up to second before Alejandro Kirk doubles to left, making it 3-2. Bit of a misplay here as Springer's coming around second. He gets, I think his ankle was tweaked, and he lands on third base and starts jumping up and down for some reason, like he's hurt, so he starts bouncing on the base. And anyways, the third baseman has the ball, holds his glove on him. Springer's jumping up and down. You do the math. He's called out. Bit of a boneheaded play there, but whatever. At the time, it felt like a serious error because we had second and third with 2 out and Barger up, and instead it ends the inning, so that was unfortunate to see. But hey, it's now 3-2 Athletics. Fluharty pitches a clean 6th. Spence pitching for the Athletics now has a clean 6th. Chad Green comes in and gets into a little bit of trouble. Wilson gets an infield single. Rooker then gets an infield single, kind of swinging bunt. Davidson strikes out. Schumann strikes out. Arias walks, and then Evans fouls out. So great job by Chad Green after giving up a couple of weak singles. The one to Babe Schneider, I think this is the one where he actually had to lay out and then try to throw it, and he just kind of threw off first base, and then Rooker's was a legit swinging bunt. So, not the hardest of contact, and he had 2 base runners, but then he pitches his way out of it, keeping it 3-2. So good stuff from Chad Green getting out of that. Spence still pitching in the 7th, gets Lucas to ground out. Clase reaches on a nice bunt before Bo Bichette lines out to center field. He absolutely crushed this thing. It was a nice line drive, just right at the center fielder, and the center fielder covers so much ground. He was able to make it look pretty routine. Guerrero Jr. then strikes out swinging, ending the inning, keeping it 3-2, heading to the 8th. Nathan Lucas comes in after pinch hitting for Straw. McIver singles to right to lead off, and this is Eric Swanson's first inning back in the big leagues, so it was good to see him. He might have had a little bit of jitters, just first game of the season. Clark is then hit by a pitch after him, so you have first and second with none out. Butler flies out before Clark steals second and McIver steals third, so they did the double steal there. Wilson then hits a sacrifice fly to right. Clark moves up to third and McIver scores. So it's now 4-2 Athletics before Swanson settles in and gets Brent Rooker, a real threat at the dish there, to strike out with a high fastball, 93 miles an hour. So that was a good pitching sequence from Swanson. And he looked pretty much in midseason form outside of the jitters to the first couple of batters there. He looked to settle in pretty quick. And his arm, everything, his fastball command was good. His splitter looked pretty good. He reached 93 on the gun. I don't think he topped out any higher than that. But yeah, really good to see out of his first outing. Sterner comes in to pitch, and this is where the Blue Jays really break through and put up one of those crooked numbers we've been praying for all year long. Springer reaches on catcher's interference to start this all off before Kirky singles to left field. Alan Roden comes back in. Welcome back to the big league club, Alan Roden. He comes in pinch run for Kirky. Then Barger hits an absolute no-doubter to right center field. 412 feet. I don't know what the exit velo was on this thing, but it was a typical Barger. You can close your eyes and imagine it. Just swinging out of his shoes, connects with the ball. A line drive, 412 feet. Crazy stuff when he connects. That makes it 5-4 Blue Jays, and we didn't look back from there. Clement then doubles. They go to Holman. Schneider walks. Clement moves to third on a pickoff error where Holman throws it out into center. Nathan Lucas singles to right, scoring Clement. Schneider moves up. Clase then strikes out, trying to bunt with 2 strikes. Bo Bichette flies out to center. Guerrero Jr. doubles to center. Lucas scores, Schneider scores, and it is 8-4 Blue Jays. Springer grounds out. So now Jeff Hoffman was already up and warm. Even though it was a 4-run game, he still comes into pitch, and he looked like prime Jeff Hoffman. Looked really good in this one. Gets Davidson to strike out, Schumann to strike out, and then Arias to pop out. Absolute no-doubt save there. Like I say, he looked in complete control. Great stuff to see out of him. He was throwing 97 with a lot of run on that fastball. So, yeah, good to see Hoffman get one back. I'll go over the box score here real quick just to make sure I'm not missing anything. All the starters had a hit in this one, which was cool. We got 13 hits on the day to the Athletics 11, so a bit of a, I don't want to say a home run derby in this one because there weren't that many home runs, but a real hitter-friendly game this one. And I'm just going to have a look at the pitching side of things. Gausman, 4 2/3, 96 pitches, 7 strikeouts. Pretty good stuff there. Not his best outing, not his worst, just somewhere in the middle. Fluharty comes in for an inning and a third clean. Chad Green pitches out of his own mess there. Swanson looks good in his return, and then Jeff Hoffman with the clean inning in the 9th. So really no complaints on my end of things. Anyways, that's where I'll leave off today. Let me know if you guys watched the game, if you have any thoughts on it, how you feeling about this 5-game win streak, all right? We'll talk to you guys later.